Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Oh my gosh. So, because I didn't have enough going on this morning, I'm gonna, we're adding Miss Patty. Hi, Miss Patty.
Hey, it's hard to do
I
a camera
appreciate your
check.
solidarity.
It's hard to do a camera check when you can't see. Okay, Sandra, where are you? On the back
It is,
porch?
in fact. Well, no, I came out to the front porch because I had to get my tripod because the whole neighborhood doesn't have power. So I was sitting there. I had just gotten the show set up, and I was gonna run and go do my makeup, and then all of a sudden, boom. Now here's where it gets even more fun. So I was supposed to leave as soon as the show was over, but so Dad is doing a bunch of stuff around the house. You know, they just put on a new roof. They're replacing a bunch of stuff. So as everyone knows, when you're doing all sorts of renovations, sometimes ants and stuff get in the house. So this morning I woke up and my entire suitcase was covered in ants. So I thought, no big deal. I'll just wash everything really quick. And then by the time the laundry's done, it'll be time for the show will be over and then I can go.
Except,
Except it's a front loader and now my clothes are being held hostage inside of the washing machine. I'm
and
like,
they're wet.
and they're wet. And I was like, well, okay. All right, this is what we're doing right now. So we are more raw and uncut and Murphy's Law than I think we have ever been ever.
Do you ever does it ever strike you that that's why there is a woe in front of man on for women? Woe.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. But
Uh,
yet we keep on going.
and we keep with a smile. Look at the service with a smile.
That's right.
Well, I was talking to Walt when the power goes off. He goes, "Well, you got a lot you got to do. So, good luck, and I'll talk to you later." Thanks
It's
for the
kind of
encouragement and the support, friend.
yeah. It's kind of
I'm
like when
literally trying to put everything together so that I can put my thing down. So how are you, Miss Patty?
well, I'm doing just fine. Are
I
we are
appreciate.
we basically here together alone today?
We might be. I think Ashley might. She had a rough night yesterday, which I did too, and I'm the real trooper here. But no, so it might because Rachel's on vacation. She started her vacation today. I think is when it started. So good for her. She needs it. So yeah, it might just be me and you, Miss Patty.
And I have to leave before too long because Dennis has to go to the doctor to get his stitches taken out. So
Oh, so
in
it might just be a really weird, awkward party.
oh, and now it's just me. Hello, world. Sandra has bit the dust, literally, and I guess hopefully she's picking her phone up off the ground. Did you bite the dust?
Hi.
What else can go wrong?
I
What day
guess
is today?
I think it's Groundhog's Day.
I was thinking Murphy's Law.
Oh no, absolutely. I texted my dad just a few minutes ago, and I said, I feel like this very intense case of Murphy's Law is happening.
Yeah, as if things couldn't get weirder. Well, I did see that we have friends in the other part of. There you go again. We have friends in the other part of Texas that are also without power today. So it may be more than just your area that's being stricken.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, Tanya Robertson posted she had no water or lights.
So this is kind of funny because it's a fun conspiracy theory. Because why not, guys?
Yeah.
So yesterday I'm in the sheriff's conference, and we have a family chat, and Manny texts the kids, "Do y'all smell gas?" And it was right about lunchtime, and they said no, but it is moving really slow. Like the flame's not very big right now. And I
Yeah.
said, well, apparently, I don't know why this thing's not working now. So you're not in my ears, you guys. Here we are. So he goes, apparently they hit a gas line and now the whole neighborhood doesn't have gas. and it could be that way for a couple of days. Now, I've not been able to get an update. I forgot to check on that when I talked to the kids this morning. But so yeah, just weird stuff. So and Laredo was under a boil water notice last week. I don't know if we still are. I have no idea, but
Well, without gas, won't it be a little hard to boil water?
interestingly enough, Miss Patty, that's a valid argument.
Yeah. And, and
We
especially since power's out too.
golly,
But
so
the wind's working.
it I don't know what in the world's going on. Yeah, I see other neighbors. My dad lives in the country, but he's got some neighbors that you can see, and they're all outside looking around like, well, shoot. Uh, we lent you the main
What we
part to your. Thank you, Ken.
I don't think it was me. I think I know who said that.
So yeah, so I have no idea what the news is because it's in the other room, dead now because I was at the conference. So I guess let's start there. So I had the honor, you guys know, of being at the sheriff's conference this week, and it was really good. I got to sit in on the border security. I wasn't asked to speak at the border security one, border sheriff's one, but I did get to sit in and got to talk to a few people afterwards. And so that was really good. We do a lot of work with our sheriffs. I saw your sheriff. I saw your sheriff and his wife. They were on the old board. I didn't get a chance to speak to him, but I did at least see that they were up there. And the sheriff from Zapata County was on the old board. Of course, Sheriff Capers, as he's now been promoted to the second vice president. So there's been some good stuff. It was really nice to see the sheriffs kind of get to interact more. And it's fun because we say it all the time in politics and in the faith is that iron sharpens iron. So you have to be around others who can understand what you're going through so that you can, be like, okay, let me try doing this way, or, whatever it needs to be, even if it's just to be edified. And so it was really unique to get to sit in on that and see that happen firsthand. So it was a huge honor to be there.
Like I saw a few pictures of all the white hats. I tried to pick out our white hat guy, but I couldn't find him in those pictures. And I do have it. You said you saw ants all over your suitcase. Do you feel like they're crawling on you?
I was okay. So I do. And yesterday,
because I see you keep scratching.
Yesterday, I had two. But I didn't put two and two together, right? But I was getting ready to walk out of the house and I felt like something bit me on the inside of my thigh. And I was like, what in the world? And I looked and it was one ant. And I was like, that was just random, right? And I had gone outside or whatever. So I didn't really think too much. Golly, I didn't think too much about it. I look like a weirdo right now. Make it stop.
Sandra, breathe.
Well, and it doesn't make it any better because I see one of my bags over here that didn't have clothes in it. So I brought it out and I sprayed it down with some stuff. And I see him crawling all over it. So it's not helping my case any. But anyway, so then I get ready to run out the door. And there was one inside of my bra. Like I felt, and I was like, ah! So I was like, that's weird. And
that's
that was too much. So then this morning, like I said, I went to go pick up one shirt and then I opened it up and just everywhere. So I was like, oh my gosh.
So does that mean there was food hidden in your suitcase?
There was not. There was no food in my suitcase or anything. And it was just the stuff that was on the floor. So they didn't travel up. But yeah. I did have a Diet Dr. Pepper in there, but it hasn't been opened yet. So like in a bottle. Yeah. So I have no idea. It was the right spot, I guess. And I called Christina, my stepmom. She called. She's like, I am so sorry. And it's like, it happens. And I mean, legitimately, it was fine. I said, I just threw all of my laundry, everything I own. I just threw it.
Aren't you glad you did?
Very happy that I did. Good choices have been made today.
And I don't think that wash machine is going to unlock until the power comes back on.
That's kind of my fear. So, there might be some more kinks in my day. So I'm a roll with the punches kind of person. I really am. But I'm over here going, well, there we have that.
And
Oh,
sometimes it says, wait.
so Simon's got some exciting news for us. Simon's going
I
to be our
see
news
that.
reporter today. Kevin Spacey was found not guilty of sexual assault. How does it make you feel?
Hmm. Well, I was on the edge of my seat wondering about that.
I was too. I kind of forgot that was still a thing. I remembered that we were kind of not talking about him anymore. Hey, Miss Suzanne. But I couldn't remember. He, he used to do a really good Johnny Carson.
Yeah. Well, so many people's lives seems to revolve around Hollywood. I'm not one of those.
Not either.
I watch TV shows that I like, but I'm not like there are very few people that I actually look up to that are in Hollywood. The ones that I look up to are not the ones that the world looks up to. I look up to people who stand up for family values and freedom and liberty, and that's a much smaller list.
It is sadly a much smaller list. Anymore. I had to laugh. My people are making. I just see the power truck rolling past, so that's encouraging. They're already here. Uh, Anymore, it's hard to watch TV. It's hard to watch shows when we want to be able to be principled, and it kind of sucks because it used to be a fun little getaway, right? You could just kind of forget about your own worries and whatnot. Um, but that's not really the case anymore, and I think that Sound of Freedom did so well in the box office because people knew it was a pure movie. They knew it was they knew that it was going to make sure that power truck is coming all the way up the driveway, so that's exciting. I might have to talk to the power people in just a second. um but they so I think that's why Sound of Freedom did so well. The Barbie movie is out right now, as you guys know, and I thought at first I was unsure how I felt about it. I talked to my sister. She's 21. I talked to her about it, and she said, she goes, there's a lot of hate about this movie, and she said, but I'm going to tell you why I love it. And I said, okay. And she said that with the hey, she said that that the movie is based on the life of Barbie from the inside out, right? So kind of like a toys concept. The Barbie's trying to figure out why she's not being played with anymore, and yada yada. She comes back into the real world, and she said it wasn't a feminist movie. She said we grew up letting Barbie be whatever she wanted to be, right? She was president, she was in Congress, she was a school teacher, she was the doctor, she was the veterinarian, she was this, she was that, and Ken was the side fact. And she said, so really all it was, she said, it's not appropriate for kids because it's rated PG-13. She said it's mostly innuendos and jokes. She said it wasn't anything violent or graphic or anything like that. She said, so do I think you should take Charlotte to go see it? No. She said, do I think that she'd get the jokes? She goes, no. But if she repeated the jokes, that would be the problem. She said, but there
Yeah.
was nothing in that movie. She said it was literally about wholesome, in her mind, uh, um, uh, you know, girls edifying girls. And she said, they had the Barbies just like they do now, where they have them, the plus sizes, the different colors, and the wheelchairs and everything. And she's like, you're so pretty, because in Barbie's world, everything is pretty. And so if you ever played with Barbies, if you were ever a girl that had an imagination, she said, that's who this book or what this movie is made for. She said, I didn't consider it to be politically driven at all. And she said, and I know that because she knew I was looking for that review. And she said, I can see where people who don't who won't get into the mindset of this is Barbie, then they'll have a hard time and they'll say that it's men bashing and this, that, and the third. She said, but it's not. She goes, walk down the Barbie aisle. That's all this is. She said, it's Barbie aisle in a movie. So I thought that was, I said, okay. I said, actually, I'd be willing to go see it and now give it my true review after hearing that perspective. But I think that that's the thing. Like, we're so used to everything being so politically driven that we can't kind of step back and take a look at things anymore. And it does suck.
Yeah. Well, I guess I have, and because of, I guess, the way I was raised or the way I wasn't raised, I don't, when I look for movies, I look for things of redeeming value or entertainment or comedy, things that make me feel better or things that educate me or just, just different things. So like I like I now like Angel Network. Angel Network has some great movies and stuff on it. That's where The Chosen was came from. That's where The Sound of Freedom came from, and they have a whole bunch of others that are there. Um, and I like PureFlix because you can put it on and you don't have to worry if your 8, 9, 10 year old is watching it because it's faith based, clean movies.
Hmm.
And I don't want to watch a movie and come out being depressed from it. Now,
Right.
The Sound of Freedom was very moving. I wanted to cry several times and I fought back the emotion you because we have children that we love at those ages, it affects us different than those who have no children.
Yep.
And when you see that, I could look there and see Charlotte and Arthur being there and that age child and even my grandchildren.
Hmm.
And is that the truck backing
Yeah,
up?
they just kind of went over. So we're out in the country, and like everybody's broken up into like acres or two
Okay.
acre lots and everything. So anyway, so they just kind of ran across our, my dad's and the two neighbors' properties, and I kind of overheard them say, "Well, it's not here, so we got to essentially we got to keep looking."
Keep on moving, keep
Gotta
on
keep
looking for
on
that
gotta
transfer.
keep on looking for whatever it was. uh so it's gonna be a fun day. So let me Miss Suzanne wants to know what happened to Miss Patty. Miss Patty's standing in solidarity with me because right like within 15 minutes of the show starting, the power went out here at my dad's, and it wasn't just dad's, it was the whole neighborhood went out. And so I text everybody and I said, hey, just to let you guys know, I don't have any power, so it's gonna be fun.
Well, and I tried to move because normally I have like curtains behind me and it's really dark. But
Yeah.
now I have like the light wall behind me and it's really bright. It's like then the sun comes out and it's weird. And I'm just like, I can't find a good place. We need a
uh,
studio.
Simon, she looks like a little angel right now. See, she's like,
Yeah.
ah.
Actually, it's to obscure my bad hair day.
Well, that's what Suzanne asked. Is it a bad hair?
Well, actually,
Uh,
I'm gonna see if I can move.
but so Simon, so that was something that Victoria also addressed. She said it wasn't so much that they treated him like garbage, but when in the Barbie world, right? And not talking about the movie, excuse me, talking about little girls playing with Barbies, Ken is just the accessory, right? He's just the side piece. He's just there. Little girls don't necessarily play with Barbies to play with Ken. So there was no, if you go down the Barbie aisle, and even when I was a kid, Ken was just there in a tuxedo or in a swimsuit. Like that was it. It wasn't President Ken. It wasn't Teacher Ken. It wasn't Veterinarian Ken. So it was none of those things. And so she said, and I think that she said that they did address it a little bit in the movie, like that, he had gotten his feelings hurt. And I guess like then he tried to like at one point, I guess there was a part where he tried to become Barbie in the sense of, the men were in charge now. And he's like, wait a minute, but like, where's Barbie? Like, I didn't want it to be like this either. And so I don't know. I kind of want to see it now. I kind of want to see it so that I can have my own opinion on it.
Eh, I don't. I thought Ken was invented so that you had something to keep your little brother busy when he couldn't find his GI Joe toy.
Well, exactly. Like Ken was not why we played with Barbies. That's exactly the. That's exactly
Here,
it.
here, go play with this, little brother.
Simon said he's gonna have to rethink his whole life now.
Yeah, I really have no desire to see Barbie. I,
I really kind of didn't, because I mean, I had Barbies growing up, but I never like that was not my thing. Like I didn't just sit and play with my Barbies all the time. Like I'd play with them when I first get them, and then they would end up in a box. My two little sisters though loved Barbies. Like both of them, especially Victoria, they both absolutely loved Barbies. So it was no surprise. And she did. She went with her. She went and she dressed up and everything. She sent a picture to my mom and my sister, my other sister. We have mom and sister's chat. And so she sent the picture of her all dressed up. And y'all know my sisters have bright red hair. So she did her, but she did. And she did the pink turtleneck Barbie look with the lipstick, and she did her hair just like Barbie's. And so it was, she really had fun getting it. And then all of her girlfriends did the same thing.
You
And
probably
so
won't be surprised, but Barbie wasn't around when I was a little kid.
that doesn't seem accurate, Miss Patty.
It wasn't. Actually, I have my first, one of my dolls was Nancy Ann. And you can look her up on the web. I still have her in her original dress. She's smaller than Barbie. She's built kind of like Barbie. She had earrings and everything, but you couldn't go and buy 400 different outfits for her because they just didn't make them.
I had this, I shared it on my Facebook page because, I thought I was going to get to have a regular show today. So I'm going to try and do this terribly. But this was just the cutest little picture that I saw on Facebook. And it was an elderly couple. And I guess in front of a lot of the movie theaters, they have a box cut out of a Barbie box so that girls can go inside and take pictures. And here's
Yes.
this older couple, and she goes and she gets inside of it, and her husband's taking a picture of her. Is that not the cutest little thing? So, it's like sometimes we forget that we can just have some nostalgia on things. And I'm not saying turn a blind eye to things that you don't agree with, but what I am saying is that, sometimes it's not always politically driven, and there might actually be some other things. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
I'd
I'll be
rather-
objective.
Yeah. I'd much rather go see a patriotic movie or I don't know.
Sound of Freedom was the first movie I've seen in the movie theater since I ran for office back in 2019. So, and so yeah, you know what? We should get Walter to go see Barbie movie.
Does he have to dress up in a tutu?
This is, oh God, no. He can dress up like Ken. Surfer Ken. No, but that would be funny. I wonder if I could convince him of that.
No, please don't.
No, not the tutu, Surfer Kid. Just
No,
to go see the movie at all.
No.
Here, Miss Suzanne agrees. She said I'm for Sandra going so we can hear a viewpoint. Now I know that I'm not a Ben Shapiro fan at all. I've never liked him. I think he sounds very condescending. I think he's very. I don't like him. He'll get some good points, and I just don't like the way he presents himself. I don't. But he apparently went and saw the Barbie movie. His staff made him go, and so of course he gave it a terrible review and this, that, and third. But I'm not a fan of his anyway.
Yeah, but who made the Disney of the who made the Barbie movie?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I honestly don't know any, because I saw it coming out and I saw the first. I did see like a 2-minute long trailer a few months ago, and I think Manny was like, "Hey, do you think that this will be something we can take Charlotte to?" Because of course it's all over the toy aisle. It's all over everything, right? The Barbie movie. And it was kind of funny because we were having this chat, my mom and sister's chat, and one of the main conversation, and mom made it. She said they used to do it when you guys were little too. She said they'd make a movie that was meant for adults, and then they'd market everything about it to kids. And she said, and then you have these little kids in these movie theaters, and they had no business being in that movie. She said Terminator, all of those kinds of movies. She said, even a lot of the superhero movies, and I always say that about the superhero movies, they're not that, it's not that they're sexual and there's tons of cussing. There's a little bit more cussing now than there used to be, but it's still not terrible. So it's the violence concept, and I get it. But they do gear a lot of this stuff. They make the movie for adults and then they market it to children. And then all of these adults are taking the bait and taking their children to these things. So Greta Gerwig.
I think the Barbie movie is made by Disney. Bring back the original Snow White. They're remaking Snow White, but they're not using dwarfs.
What are they using?
Would not be politically correct. Okay, Sandra.
You know what? Look, I've
answer
said this
all-
on the show before.
Okay, the ants are all in the washing machine. Stop squirming.
That one wasn't for the ants, Miss Patty. I'm
I know.
I'm afraid of midgets.
Okay.
I'm not rude, but I'm not okay.
Okay, how about bring back the original Cinderella movie?
With the mice?
So there's nothing. So
This
there's
is
nothing.
Sandra's PTSD show. Oh, you're welcome, America.
So, so instead you want to go see. Never mind.
Moving on. Actually, you know what? I've never really cared for the original cartoon movies. Of all the princesses, I couldn't stand Snow White the most.
How about Rapunzel?
I liked Rapunzel. Sleeping Beauty's my favorite Disney princess.
Yeah.
She was always my favorite Disney princess.
To me, it's back. I like the original ones. I mean, the ones now, I can't say I even watch. I kind of gave up on Disney when they started going a little weird.
A little woke. I haven't really watched many of the people reenactments of the old Disney movies.
Actually, I don't like the color pink. That's the reason why I won't go see Barbie. Okay, let's see.
Simon.
You know what? Simon is one of a kind. We need to get Simon on the show.
Oh my God. Is it time for a commercial break yet? I don't smoke, but I need one.
Well, well, you might as well wait like a few minutes so that I can leave at the same time.
That's fair. That'll. Oh my gosh, what? This
But
is
just
gonna be
gives
one
me the
heck of a
signal.
show, guys.
We'll have Sandra squirming on the patio deck, waiting for the power to come on.
The power to come on.
Or it could be a real short show.
It might be a short show today.
Short. Dwarf,
Simon,
it's a dwarf show.
I'm blinking. Simon, it's not okay.
It'll be a midget show.
It'll be a midget show.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm not sweating.
Sandra, it's too early in the morning to drink.
It's like you read my mind just now, Miss Patty, and I'm like, what does Dad have here?
Yeah, we have to wait a little while longer.
We have to wait a little while longer. Oh my gosh.
Because, well, you just do anyway.
It's not 5 o'clock anywhere on this continent.
Let me do. I want to say this before I have to leave.
Yes,
Simon,
ma'am.
now it's time for you to do your rain dance.
Yes. Agreed. And
So,
also, you have to teach it to Marianne.
you have to.
He promised Marianne that he was going to teach her the rain dance because she needed it in Arizona. They haven't had rain in like 100 days or something like that.
Okay. Well, tell him let's strike Texas first. We could use some rain.
We could absolutely use some rain. Now, Miss Patty, I shared a picture on social media the other day. Social media on Facebook.
Not of me.
I don't share anything anywhere else except for Facebook. Now, you know my love for Crocs. And I use that word kind of funny, but also not, because I have a pair of Crocs and they're just like my around the house shoes that ended up being my travel shoes. And then I accidentally have walked into meetings still wearing my Crocs because I forgot to put my nice shoes on. Well, there's a whole thing about men in Crocs also. And so you'll see pictures of like men and women, but men with the holes suntanned into their feet. And then my favorite is when a man will respond and say, and that's why I wear socks with my Crocs. So anyway,
socks and Crocs.
Hey, that is probably the most comfortable thing ever, but here we are. Um, Simon might have to join the show. So these are tactically comfortable, and I feel like this is going to help a lot of people.
Well, and they're very useful because just in case you need your ammo, just be careful, don't blow your foot off because Croc ain't gonna help you. Hey, Sandra,
Hmm,
get some Crocs and we'll decorate them for the boys, John and Walt.
I love it. Simon, guess what we're going to be marketing today? Just $5 a day. This is going to be glorious. Crocs for Walter and John.
But we have to
Can't
keep it
wait.
a secret. Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anybody. Simon, don't let them know.
Simon, don't let the cat out of that or the raccoon out of the box. I started to call you the other night. I went out to bring my bird feeder in because I have to every night. And there was
Yes.
a fat raccoon hanging off of it.
So, okay.
I didn't hurt him,
I'm proud of you. Thank you.
but he comes back again.
Don't you give Walter his skin cap.
I hadn't thought of that. I'm gonna give him the whole coon. I'm gonna put him in a big trash bag and hand him to Walter. Sandra, you're either frozen. Blink if you're okay. Simon, what happened? What happened to Sandra? Capture that, Simon. We need that picture. I have a feeling that Sandra's power just went down, or so I don't know what happened to her. The ants finally won. Okay, Simon, how are you today? Okay, I'm glad he screenshot that. Okay, uh-oh. And now here we are. Well, all is well here in Montgomery. Sun is shining. We have power at the moment. I guess I shouldn't speak too soon. Simon said he's good. Hopefully he still has power because he got some serious baking to do. Okay. He's pretending to work. Okay. That's interesting. Well, I don't know what we do if Sandra is not on the show and we're kind of dead in the water because I can't go to commercial. And yes, Simon. Oh, Suzanne, she is silent. Uh-oh. I think.
Oh man.
Did you abandon me?
No. Okay, so here's what happened.
Now I have a complex. Murphy. I was trying to figure out how I could just talk back and forth to Simon.
So I'm over here minding my own business.
Yeah, right.
And then this phone right here, the one that's hosting the show, overheats.
Okay.
So I'm like, no problem. I'll open up the other phone and log in from the link that I sent you guys. I'm not the host on this phone. I've never given this phone host rights for the show, so I couldn't let myself in.
Well, and I was sitting here going, I don't know what happens here because if Sandra's gone, I can't even go to commercial. So it's
nothing can happen.
And it's going to get pretty boring when you just look stare at my curtains for the rest of the time.
Send an SOS. Somebody, we need help.
Yeah. I started to find my phone and text John and say, John, please sign in. Whatever happened to the Women on Wednesday commercial?
No, it's there, but I needed extra time this morning because I was having to try and do everything at the last second to set this up. So let's, you know what? Yeah. I quit today.
Well, when I disappear, it's because I had to leave. Oh, yeah, Simon wants to go to commercial. It's pretty bad when Simon wants us to go to commercial. Come back dressed up as.
So we just have to hope that this other phone doesn't actually overheat again. Because I also can't see the comments on this one.
If
I
it
don't know
does,
how to do that yet.
if it does, goodbye, everybody.
Hopefully Ken can forcefully remove us from the network on his end. Let's yes, Simon, I'm gonna send you a link. We're gonna take a commercial break, y'all. We're gonna be right back. I don't even know what camera to look at anymore.
At least we have the wind chimes.
Musical interlude for today.
Okay.
We're back.
Now you're in the car.
Because there's air conditioning, so the phone won't overheat.
Okay.
See, this would be convenient if I could get my clothes out of the washing machine, because if I've got to sit here anyway. But at least now Simon's not hyperventilating because I'm driving while I'm on the show. So there's that.
Yeah, well, you may have to send Simon a link so you'll have someone to talk to, because when I leave, you're going to be very lonely in the car.
We may have a very short show today, guys. We might cut this short because I'm like, I don't even know how to. I can't even brain anymore right this minute. It's over. I have my other phone, the host phone, where the comments are, and all of the things. I know that there's a way I can see the comments because you guys can see the comments. I just don't know how to do it yet.
I can only see the comments on my cell phone. I can't see them on the screen that I'm using.
Just kidding. So I have to.
Can we have a redo tomorrow?
Let's have a redo tomorrow. We're just gonna forget today ever happened. These are not the drones that you're looking for.
That's right. As they say, tomorrow will be a better day.
That's what they say. Yeah, no, we're gonna have a short show. We're gonna end it at 11 today. Because I can't brain anymore. Seriously.
And I won't be here to help you, so okay. I have to hold Dennis's hand while they remove his stitches.
Well, see, this is why women are better, because we gotta hold their hands.
This is the job we have to do.
This is the job. This is the real job.
Okay, your job is to go look for some Crocs.
Yes.
Large sizes. I don't know how large.
I have an idea. Might be able to make something work.
And then we can brainstorm on how to decorate them.
Yes, I think that
Even Suzanne is looking for help. She's out in the front yard sending up smoke signals. Someone come help. The show is going down in a blaze of glory and ants.
Poor Walter's not even in the state right now. And he was like, I said, hey, this was before the power even went off. I said, hey, do you think you're going to be able to pop on today? He goes, I don't know, because I've got a lot of stuff I have to do for, my real job. Yeah. I was like, that's fine. That's fine. And it legitimately was. And then the power goes, boo. And I waited a second, because I'm like, how sometimes it'll just like pop for a second or whatever, and then come right back up. And then as I'm still sitting in the dark, I'm like, hey, so the power hasn't come back on yet. And he goes, sounds like you got a lot you got to do, so I need to let you go.
And he says, sounds like you have a problem. I'm doing just fine.
That's true, Simon. We just have to say his name 3 more times.
He probably says, you know what? What do you want me to do about it?
So last night I was at an event, and it was really a great time. And there was two of the hosts were talking to each other. They're business partners, and the one says to the other, because they were talking about somebody else, and they were dealing with something. It was all in funniness, right? And the one just looks at the other and he goes, you know what? That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. So I'm gonna go over there. And I just started cracking up laughing, and I was like, I feel like this is a new line for Texas Fully Loaded now. I feel like this is a you problem, not a me problem.
Well, a while ago when you just disappeared on us, first you went frozen and then disappeared. I felt a lot like I did as a kid when dinner was over and I went in to start cleaning up the kitchen, and I turned around and my brothers were gone. And it's like there was nobody there to help do the jobs that need to be done. You're just abandoned. That's how I felt.
I was thankful Dad made these awesome, this is one of the prototype shirts, so that it's not this color that's on the website, and it's not the V-neck one, because those haven't come in yet, but
it's a pretty color.
He goes, why don't you put on a TFL t-shirt? They're in my office. I sent him a selfie. I said, oh, you mean this one? So don't forget to go to the TFL shop, because apparently we need to buy Crocs, and we need t-shirts, we need backup power supplies and air conditioning.
That may be tops on the list before we get to the other stuff.
I wish you guys could have seen when the power truck came up. He drove all the way up right next to my car, and they just get out and they start scattering all over the place looking at all the different transformers.
And they probably were saying, she's the one that did it.
They're like, she looks like trouble. That's who it was.
He said, I bet she's
the one that's standing there talking to herself.
You ever come up on somebody in the grocery store and they're talking and you go, seriously? And they're just chattering away.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. That's exactly how I feel right now.
Well,
hey, Simon,
you think you feel like that now? Wait till I leave and then you are talking to yourself.
I'm going to end the show at 11, because we've got some crisis control to do on this and now. Have to see if I can break into the washing machine. I mean, it's one thing when we have so much content, and we do get those shows, that it just happens naturally. But then when we have everything exploded, I feel like the aftermath of a show, of an explosion on a movie, and everyone's just kind of looking around well, what do we do now? Yeah. This is my what do we do now moment. I don't even know who's president right now. I don't know what day of the year it is. It smells like orange out here.
Actually, I wish I didn't know who's president right now. Though I did just get a headline that Hunter Biden was going to plead guilty, and that's where it ended. It didn't tell me to what.
Oh. That's unfortunate. Probably good information to have.
Yeah, probably not to having cocaine in the White House. for other stuff.
Yeah, they there was some pretty decent news that did happen. I think I saw that I did see. Oh yeah. Hunter Biden was pleading. He said he pleaded guilty or not guilty.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay, Miss
Bye.
Patty, we love you. All right, guys, it's me and you. So let's see. I did see this one was fun. So this going off of what I had written down on my phone because it's on my laptop. The UFO whistleblowers to testify about unknown objects are far superior to U.S. tech. So I get this fun feeling like every time they start talking about the UFOs and all that kind of stuff. Remember the China balloons? It's because they're trying to cover up other stuff, right? That's what we saw last time. There was stuff happening with Hillary Clinton when all of a sudden we had to make a big deal about these China spy balloons. So now that Hunter Biden was going in on these tax charges today, oh my gosh, there's the aliens, man. It's the aliens. And then okay, I've got questions on that. I have to click on this one. So I didn't look at this article this morning. So I'm not a Michael Jackson fan. I never have been. Not because I didn't care for his music, but because I remember Neverland and all of this stuff that was streaming around, all of that, and there was just too many things that were just not right for me. So I never bought his music or anything like that. I used to hate it when when I was in dance, and we used to have to do like Thriller and all that kind of stuff. So it's not that I don't know the songs inside and out. It's not like I can't sing to them when they don't, or like when they come on the radio or whatever. But it's just I don't like it because of his child sexual abuse accusations. So now they're coming back and they're saying a sexual abuse lawsuit against Michael Jackson, the guy who's been dead for years, could be revived by California Appeals Court. Both victims sued MJJ Productions and MJJ Ventures Inc. after Jackson passed away in 2009. So I guess they're going to go back to court with some of this. I didn't realize that this was even still going on. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, he died in 2009, and I get it though, because his estate is still getting all of the royalties and everything else. We're gonna be in trouble. You can send me emails. Send it to me as an email. I can access email and show it how I did on the other, because now stuff is not overheating anymore, so that's at least something. I'm sorry y'all can hear the air conditioner though, but the phones are really hot. I know. Poor me. Oh, good. That's fantastic news. Simon, hold on, let me see if I can. Go get your wig, Simon. Okay, I could have sworn I just heard another voice in here that was a man's. I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. Simon, we're gonna do the last 5 minutes together, unless something drastically changes. I can't even find my email. There we go. You guys are the best, just so that we're all clear on this. You guys, all three of you, you're the best. And Ken. You know what? You did get a good picture, Simon. I didn't see what it said. We don't know how that got into the White House. Yeah, this is today. And I'm okay with it. You know why? Because if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you actually laugh at? If you can't, thanks, Mrs. Sandhill, the best. If you can't laugh at yourself, if you have to be so serious all the time that you can't just learn how to roll with the punches or do anything else, the show is not for you. Or maybe the show is for you and you need to learn how to laugh at yourself, and we're going to help you do that, because that's what we do. And I hate that this is that we have no oh look, oh, that's FedEx, unexpected. I hate that we don't have the typical context that we usually have for the show, because we try to make things tangible for people. We want you to be able to understand the news. We want you to know what's going on. This week really has been amazing at the sheriff's conference. I hate to show you guys pictures on the phone because it makes Miss Patty angry, but I really was honored to get to be there. Sorry, we don't have power. No, the whole neighborhood's out, so I said the whole neighborhood is out. They were driving around trying to figure it out. It's me. Good luck. Thanks, have a good one. Dad, you got a delivery. It really was a huge honor to get to be there. This is last night from the banquet. This was, I think this was the incoming board for the Texas Sheriff's Association from their banquet last night. And I did make the statement earlier. I made the statement earlier that it's really important that these opportunities are allowed to happen. There's a lot of business that happens at conferences and stuff, but it's also a great opportunity for people to let their hair down. It's a great opportunity for them to remember that they're still humans, even if they are the elected sheriff. And there's a lot of responsibility with that. Simon!
Oh my God, you surprised me. Okay. I don't think I can hear you. Are you talking? Must be disrupting the show. Well, I'm going to talk anyways. Blink twice if you can hear me. Okay. I can't hear you though. Oh, they must have knocked out everything over there. Well, anyways, I'm going to talk about it. You know what? This morning I got an email from Vivek Ramaswamy, and he said, I'm going to give you 10 truths. And I'm like, oh my God, Sandra gave him my email. Thank you, Suzanne. I know you can hear me. Okay, well, I guess I'll take over the show now. So look, first off, I want to say, why is Sandra afraid of midgets? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, they are normal people, regular people, okay? It's not their fault. Right, you need to treat them as normal people. Now, I think it'd be awesome to have them in a Disney movie like Snow White. And your Barbie movie, that is a matriarchal disaster. I mean, it is showing the evils of this world. You know what, Sandra, I hope you get this fixed, and I want to be back on your show because I have my opinions too. Okay, so what does everybody want to talk about? Are we going to talk about Jason Aldean, Hunter Biden, Barbie, Oppenheimer? I know y'all covered all those, but I didn't get my opinion in there from the front. Are you texting me? Even when Sandra texts, it's dramatic. Hey, Sandra. You know what? This is weird because this is what John asked for yesterday. Sandra with no voice. I'm waiting to see what Sandra's typing. Okay, that sounds good. I'll do it for you. Bye, y'all. And thank you, Sandra. You rock.